Hey, assalamualaikum everyone. This is Sana from Dramalogue. We're back again with another review. I'm joined by Sunny, my friend, my drama buddy. How's it going?
Oh, it's
How's
good and bad. I'm finally happy that I'm back home. Last week was all Las Vegas.
Yeah, I know you were in Vegas, huh?
Yeah, with corporate trip, and I picked up a bug on the way, so it was horrible. Um,
It's going around like and there's everything's going around. Like I'm seeing COVID, RSV, flu.
oh
We
my,
even had like a few cases of H1N1 in our hospital.
oh no. So it's filled in, huh?
So now they have like mandatory masking at my hospital.
Um,
So yeah.
the mask. I wasn't sure if it's the allergy because I have smoke. I'm allergic to smoke.
Yeah.
We're in a casino, right? So it was like every time
Mm,
I go by, I would be like, oh, it was horrible.
yeah.
So, good part is everybody complained the next meeting should not be in Vegas. Anywhere.
I don't like Vegas.
No,
I think it's so overrated.
I think so too. There's nothing to
I
do.
mean, like, okay, they've made like these fake countries.
I know exactly. I mean, it's great.
Like,
When you're landing, it's like dazzling. All those are great. As soon as you step inside the hotel, you're I'm choking. I don't like.
mm. And then there's not a lot to do either. Like, unless you're into, like nightlife.
Yeah, with kids, there's nothing much to
I
do.
know, right? I mean, we would be in bed by 8 p.m.
Because you'll see all the shows that they have to offer.
I'm like, people are like going out right now. We're just coming back from like to sleep. I know it's not there. So yeah, because like at that time, like I was pregnant actually when we went to Vegas. That was the last time we went. I stayed at the Bellagio and I was pregnant. I was like maybe like 2 months pregnant. So I was nauseous anyway. I had morning sickness all day long.
Not the worst time to go to Vegas. But then massive smoking so much that you don't.
Yeah, and then my kids were little. Like they were like 5 years ago. They were maybe 8 and 5.
Oh boy, even less thing to do.
So there was just like they were in bed by 8 p.m.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember.
So
Circus.
my husband's like, "What's the point of me coming here when we're like going back to our hotel like at 8 p.m.?"
Seriously, seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been here in California for more than about 25 years now, but I think I've been to Vegas 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Own volition.
Well, well, I went for a CME,
Uh-huh.
so I was there for like 4 days. Was my CME
Yeah.
in the mornings? It was like from 9 to noon,
Yeah.
and then we were kind of free for the rest of the day.
Oh, okay.
So the only day I liked there was when we went to visit my friend, Diba. She used to be here in Chicago area, like right around our house, very close to us. Then she moved to Vegas.
Yeah. Okay.
So we went to her house for dinner. She had us over. It was
Oh,
it was different house.
no. Yeah. And that is better than sitting inside a casino or cafe.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, like, it's a different house.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
they had marble floors everywhere.
Yeah, their houses are amazing.
And it was bigger house. But it was nice.
Yes.
We went to the museum.
Okay.
It was a science museum. Then we went to the botanical garden. We did like this these kind of things. Then we went to Zion National Park for a
Mm,
couple of days, and then we came back, and it
yeah,
was good.
yeah, it's good for those kind of trips. Like, it's on the way.
Yeah.
So that
So that was our little traveling blog, traveling vlog.
yeah,
What to do in Vegas when you have kids.
we have kids. Don't and sorry.
Go alone if you want to have enjoy nightlife.
Yes. All right.
So what else? Yeah, we're gonna be reviewing today, right? We are doing Neem, no, Neel, Mann Neelo Neel, right? I get so confused. It's
Meme.
like Neem, Neel, meme.
Where's Neem? There's a Neem also?
Neem was a drama too.
Oh, was it?
I don't know if you remember from Green, Mavra,
Oh,
and the couple,
I don't think.
the now married. I didn't watch. I watched like maybe a couple episodes. Like I think Sayed Gibran was in it too,
Right, right. Oh, I
and
remember.
and and, and he was the negative character.
Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, what?
He was the antagonist in the like a villain,
Antagonist, yeah, it was, he was, yeah.
and he really, really like very intimidating in that show. I remember,
Mm-hmm.
like I've seen a few.
Yeah. So yeah, so let's start with Neelo Neel.
Mm, last
Yeah,
week.
so I guess we can we can reintroduce our viewers, who wrote it and who directed. I think directed by Saifi Hassan and written by Mustafa Afridi. It has Sehar Khan, Shuja Asad, Samia Mumtaz, Nadia Afghan, Noman Masood, and I know Usman Javed is in there, and then Salim Miraj. I
And
guess we got everyone.
who was Kami's dad and Kami
Oh
himself,
yeah, he's Talat Hussain.
Tanveer Hussain.
Tanveer Hussain, yes,
Yeah,
Tanveer Hussain, yes, yes, yeah. He's like some. So yeah, him, and then and his wife. I've seen her too around.
yeah. She's pretty.
She's good. I think Faraz had told us her name one time,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and I forgot,
Mm.
but we'll look it up.
Mm, yeah. Exactly.
So your thoughts, and then Moon was Ali Ammar.
Mm. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm.
All right, so let's start.
Um,
So I guess do you want to start off with it? What do you think?
I want you to start because I there are positives in the shows and
Yes, yes. So I will start off with kind of like going through a summary. This was a show that started off. We were told that it's about mob lynching and mob violence, mob mentality. And then it was that's how it was sold to us. And
yes,
then it started off with harassment. We saw the male sexual harassment in the show, like the first episode itself. And then we saw this girl who was a vlogger, YouTube channel,
yeah,
and then she meets this guy from dancer, like whose friend was harassed, correct?
yeah.
And then from there, like the story started. It was good, but then it went into a lot of tangents. We know that, like, we had this women empowerment, we had street politics, we had, what else was there? This love story, this older couple love story, kind of falling in love in their middle ages.
Yeah.
Their couple, that was another story itself. And then
And reporting a murder, whether you do or you do not.
yes, and then and then what else? And then we had Laddu as well in there,
Yeah.
in the middle of it. And then
Yeah.
from there, and then also, like, there was a classism kind of thing as well, because she's from a dancer family, we cannot marry her,
Oh,
things like that, right? Like, that was another aspect that was raised here.
people in art.
And then, like, at the very end, they just introduced the mob thing. I know, like, they had it initially in just a one episode, first episode, I think, or no, not like, maybe like in the middle of the episodes, when Kami had brought these people with him, and then they were outside his house, and I don't know if you remember that scene.
They threatened him twice, right? That guy.
Yeah, so it's the first time, like, he had recorded the video, like, he's like just made it bounce or something like that, right? And the second time, it was like he actually got him killed, but that wasn't like mob like violence. It wasn't like, it
Right.
was more like a clash between the two.
Right. This is the case of, like, you don't accept a no from a girl. If a girl is saying a no, it's a no, and you just don't accept it. You don't even.
Huh? Yes, exactly.
It's that issue. So there was, as you said, so many tangents that we couldn't even focus on, like, which one to follow.
And then what really struck me was that basically history repeat itself here. The Rabia's dad did the same thing almost. Like, he didn't have a mob, but like he got him killed because he could not hear no.
Right, exactly. Yes.
So it was kind of like the history repeating itself.
Yes, and his sort of like amendment was that he tried to protect these kids from the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Well, and then also, like he tried to he supported Shaukat wife, or Shaukat's sister, sorry, Shaukat's sister.
and he agreed his daughter to get married to somebody who's a dancer without a steady future, sort of.
Right. And then in the last couple episodes, what I did not like, one part was that how Samia Mumtaz's character name is what, Farah, I think.
Yes.
So she says to Shahnaz that Rabia's dad will not come attend the wedding, and he will not be there at all. And she will never, like, he cannot come to our house and this and that. And it was just, and I thought it was inappropriate because, yes, like whatever he's done, he's still her father. She has every right to have her father. Like, it's not her to decide who gets invited to the wedding.
I think that track was mishandled. To me, in a on a different note, is that there is, you forgive the offender. You have, I guess, you have the right to forgive the offender.
I mean,
But
if she's forgiven him, then
yes,
why these conditions?
right, exactly. And the whole reason you said that, oh, we don't want their life to be destroyed. Their life will be destroyed nonetheless because they will be asking questions like, why are
Yeah,
these?
they will ask like, hey, okay, why can't my dad be here? And plus, like, like Islamically too, you need to have a buddy. Like the the Maulana is gonna ask like, okay, where's the Imam? Is gonna ask, where's the dad? Why isn't he here?
How would you explain it to the daughter that, a dad who potentially loves her so much was in
Yeah.
favor of the wedding that suddenly doesn't show,
Mm.
and he doesn't, he can't come to her in-laws' place, or her in-laws will not go and meet. All of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
how would you even follow through with this?
And plus, like, like, okay, so even if she comes to that house where which is her mother-in-law's house, but it's still her house too, so she has every right to have whoever she wants at that house.
Right, exactly.
I
I
mean,
mean,
are you going to be controlling that person now?
yes. So either you
you
forgive
know
or you don't, right? There's no like
right.
midway here. And I would have been okay if she said, "No, I want justice, and I want justice for my husband," because that is true. Her husband needed justice. I mean, for me, I
Mm-hmm.
like that she just,
But then
accept.
after so many years, like, would there be
Yeah, the
somebody willing to prosecute the case?
justice. No, I mean, if he admits that, yes, I did the crime, then it's case,
I mean, he can do the blood money thing,
which is
which is like you give the blood money to the family whose person, like, who you've killed. So that's another option.
negotiation at the end of the day, right? So
Hmm?
it's a negotiation at the end of the
They
day.
go. I mean, like, if she wanted, yeah, like, you can do blood money.
Well, you can, but either ways, you're
I
answerable.
mean, for sending him to jail right now would have, I guess, because remember, like, she did not want that to affect the kids' lives, right? So they could have just, like, negotiated this behind the doors.
But and in the clauses she put
I
forward,
would have done that. I'm like, you know what? Just give me the money, man. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go on a vacation now.
I'm not that forgiving. You have to go to jail.
Really? I'll be like, you know what? He's dead. 25 some years.
20 years that man did
Let
not,
me find another man.
and
Give me
even
the money.
did not get a justice, and I'm not in favor of that. Like, and here comes a man who's admitting that he's done it. So
No, I would have been like, just give me the money. He's gone 25 years, man. I'm gonna go travel, live my life, the rest of my life peacefully.
yeah, if you all these clauses, maybe she should have just done
And
that.
maybe find another man.
That wouldn't give him the justice, right?
Who cares, man?
Money
It's
and
his justice. They can deal with it, like, after, like, when they die.
did all these clauses. It's a serious drama. People are like,
I mean, no, this is exactly what I would have done, like, if it was me personally.
uh-huh. Okay.
So,
Mishandled, in my
I'm
opinion.
sorry, what did you just say?
That track was mishandled, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All the tracks, actually.
The other part, obviously we all know, like, how the drama ended. It was amazing.
Uh-huh.
Let me just turn this on a little bit. So it was the last, like, few minutes were amazing, right? Like, that really left an impact on the audience. Oh, she fell down. Ugh.
Yes.
So yes, because we saw images of the real people, and I think that made it more impactful. because now we are like, okay, this is happening, this has happened, this is the real people,
Yeah,
not just Robbie, not just some fictional characters. And then you realize that this whole thing was about not about Robbie and um Sonu, because at the end we did not even feel anything for Robbie and Sonu, right?
exactly.
We're
And
not feeling for them.
therein lies, in my opinion, was the creative disaster, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
we spent like 13 episodes or so,
11.
11 episodes, 11
Yes.
weeks let's talk, invested in this characters of Rabi and Sonu and trying to see where, how to unfold for them. And at the end, they don't leave an impact on you. The impacts were just those photographs that were shown, the real photographs that were shown. Um, so if this drama had the drama actually set the wrong expectation for the audience. It was a part of this trilogy where the first two shows addressed the issue of mob lynching because of multiple factors. And not only did they address it, but they also kind of proposed solutions or or sent a message of how you can protect yourself, society from this, like whether it's like the imam saying, admitting his fault and saying that I misled the crowd, so I'm sorry, this is not right, in Manjogi. In Nadan, you heard that, like the woman who came into the religious leader, she said that you have to use your brains, you can't just listen to anything anybody says or sends on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
right? So these were strong messages that were delivered. This particular
Yeah.
show fails to give that message of like, how do we stop this? And the problem is that who are you creating these shows for? You're creating this show for an elite audience who's going to deduce these points from the story itself or from that 10-minute clip and those pictures that you showed at the end. Then that's moot point, right? This elite audience already know this. They read about this, they see about this on videos, on news channels. It plays out in front of them every single day, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
know what the solution is. They are looking for the solution. If you wanted to say the message to the mass that this is wrong, that the mass will not get this message from the way the show was shown, right? From this, the Rabi running away from the crowd, or Sonu running away from
Mm-hmm.
the crowd, or the elders who were trying to protect it getting killed, did not send the message to the crowd that it actually performs this act. So
Mm-hmm.
you the even though it was like shown very well, like the atrocities that happened to these people, I, as an audience, failed to take away from this show anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Until the last episode, you kept introducing new problems and you did not go into the detail of it. Like the last episode talked about doctoring social media videos.
Yeah, just yes.
So, and and
Mm-hmm.
and that was not even addressed. And they failed to even show the basic they could have done is take the perpetrator to the justice podium, and that did not even happen. It's like everything is like left to God or Allah to take a give the punishment. Ditto
Hmm.
happened with the molestation case.
What do you need?
Even with this, we are left to the imagination that Kami will learn from this and potentially not do this again. But
Uh-huh.
you don't know, right? And why? Why shouldn't it be shown that he was taken to justice and given
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
something like this? He and the entire hujum that he had, he uses, should be taken to justice.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the message completely failed. And this particular show did not work for me. And I'm kind of disappointed that so many people are raving about the show, calling it an Oscar deserving, show, etc.
I
etc.
mean, go ahead.
The two shows did a much better job, especially Nadan. And people
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're talking about from that perspective. I think they're talking about from like performance perspective.
and others like Nadan and Manjogi, they had,
I think this one was better in perspective. I mean, I did not watch Manjogi
yeah.
because I just watched the first episode and I was just pissed off with it. And then the second one, the not. I think this one had better performances. This one had that comedic factor in it that people like. It was lighthearted.
Okay.
So I think it connected more with the audience. Nadan did not connect with the audience.
Yeah, I think, but I personally like Nadan a lot more than
So I think that's what the thing is, because I think this one connected more with the general audience out there.
possible.
Yeah, including myself. I think I connected more with Rabi's character than the girl in Nadan, Ramcha Khan's
Yeah,
character.
yes, but I wasn't looking it as like a performance driven show, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like the story
Right.
message, and it
I
was
mean, I doubted it. It was like about mob. Like I was just saying, are you sure it was about mob? Like it's about mob. Like,
it
are
was
you sure?
kind of brought up, and that one Nadan, Nadan as well as the other one, you had the tension building constantly. In this particular show, they took Kami off for the last 1.5 episodes or so, and he just appeared at the very end. So you knew that Kami will be the reason for this mob lynching. Very,
I mean, I kind of knew, like in the last episode, just the way things were like, like just calm. It was like the calm before the storm, right?
yeah,
You
and
kind of knew something's gonna happen.
it's gonna go well. Are you confident it's gonna go well? You saw that thing happenings, right?
I
So
mean, yeah, like we knew it was something bad's gonna happen, but
yeah.
obviously we did not know they're gonna die. But like,
I didn't think they would die. They would kill. I thought that they will
oh,
break.
the last episode, like I said, like it was calm, 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 and then like all of a sudden, and then what did we talk about after that?
Yeah, so we knew that, Kami will be responsible for a disaster, something like, and I didn't think that they would do them. Till the last minute, I was thinking they will show some kind of intervention, you know, here and like whether it's Taya Abu who she calls, right? Whether it's Taya Abu or whether it's like
Mhm.
the police or the whatever, some intervention will happen here, and we'll get the message that this is wrong, right? So that did not happen, and then I was actually disappointed with this show, to be
Yeah.
like
I mean, if it was a true story about this couple, I
yes.
would be okay with it, because you know what? Like this is what happened. So go ahead, go show it.
Yes, exactly. Just using it for shock element, I did not appreciate that. And
And the other, I actually the biggest grudge I have with this drama is how they handle the sexual harassment. Like, what did that have anything to do with this?
everything, right? Every crime that was committed was left on like, Allah's
And then this one was a horrendous crime, and not very often talked about, right? It
oh,
was a sensitive issue, not talked about a lot, but
yes.
still, like, it was not handled properly,
No.
and the message, and then the one person who committed the crime was alive, and he's gonna get out of jail probably, like in a couple months or whatever, right? Like,
And you essentially the only satisfaction the victim got was like, oh, he is in jail and he looked terrible inside the jail, and that's the max.
and that was odd too, because a lot of times the victim cannot face their perpetrator a lot of times, at least with the with female victims. I'm sure like men would be the same too. Like,
Because it's traumatic, right? I mean,
it's traumatic, right? I mean, you think like those flashbacks come to you.
yeah, yeah. Why would you want to
I
read?
mean,
But in this case, it's shown that he wanted to do it himself, and he got
mm,
satisfaction out of it, and
and that was really disturbing to me.
and, the fact that he's happy that this is the maximum I can get out of the system. I was disappointed. Like, you know, Bhagwan did or God did the justice for me.
And
So
then it was like because of another reason that he got arrested.
yeah, exactly.
So it's like, okay.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, he actually murdered somebody and he got arrested, and then, but then he's been he has been committing all these crimes on the side all along, right? Whether it's, sexual harassment of anybody is a big crime.
Right, of course.
Was very badly handled. Somebody killing and admitting to a murder, that was mishandled. And then finally, a person who kept on inciting, using mob to incite violence, was never brought to justice. That was mishandled. What message did I finally get? If they had started this show with the images of those two boys that they showed at the end and said that this is based on true story of these people, I would,
Inspired, or I think inspired by true events.
this particular true story or similar stories, I would have been fine. Okay, you wanted to show me what had happened to this. It's a historical show, fine. But
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. It was like a fictional story going on about Rabi and her external factors, etc. And then
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Okay, so if they had to do the sexual harassment part, and I think they should have addressed it correctly, like, hey, if this something like this happens to you, go to the hospital first.
yeah,
Get yourself checked, and because if he's done to Moon, he's probably done to other people too, right? You might find more people out there like who are victims, and that'll make your case stronger against this one person, right?
I thought that's what the story would be about, given that Rabi is trying to be a social media influencer. I thought that's
Mm-hmm.
what it will take the story.
And then for if he had gone to the hospital, they could have done the DNA testing. I don't know if he used condoms or whatever. Like, they would have done testings, a
Mm,
sample.
Unfortunately, 48 hours later, the samples are not there. I
But
don't.
then at least they could have shown, like, hey, if it was if he had taken like 48 hours or whatever, like it would have done, and they could have shown somebody else who's been victim and then had those samples from 48 hours or something like that.
They could have just shown that Rabi and
They
her,
they, they could have shown Laddu to be like a next victim, and then get his DNAs
right,
within 48 hours.
right. They could have shown Rabi doing a social media campaign.
That's like, yeah, and then get this whole thing together, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah, and now you have,
and then the mob coming into them, like, kind of
yeah, exactly. Now if you have like 20 people saying that it happened to me as well on social,
yeah, then obviously then you have a strong case against the
exactly,
even like the judicial system,
then, right? Yeah, exactly.
because that there's like social media involved here. There's like a lot of people involved here, so it's harder to suppress at that time.
Exactly, become a social media campaign, and then and a lot of justices were delivered that way in recent times, right? I thought they will take the story in that direction.
Yeah.
No. Robin's dad killed somebody 25 years ago. What do we do with that?
And it wasn't even a necessary part of the drama,
Yes. And then why
was it? I mean,
to see Laddu? And the fact that she kept saying, "Ke, oh, Laddu ko le aa, Laddu ko le aa," and we spent
yeah,
so
I know
कि
what are we trying
लड़की
to
को
say?
सब कुछ अच्छा होगा because is a man of purity.
Are you saying कुछ अच्छा नहीं होगा उस लड्डू से फिर?
Well, then the whole idea is like mute. You just basically decimated that idea as well. So,
Well, I don't think a person can do anything, you know. For me, it's just
right,
like,
like Abhi, like, why spend so much time was wasted on so many different things that, for me, this show did not work at all as a show.
hmm.
If I had seen it as like a, historical saga,
If I, yeah, go ahead.
then,
So for me, I liked it only because of the performances, the moments, the dialogues between like the mom and the mom and the daughter. Their relationship was amazing.
yes,
Um, and cute, humorous moments. Even in the last episode, like their interaction was so cute. Shuja, and like how when he says कि तुम्हें मुझे कुछ कहना है, like they were so cute, right?
yes,
So
yes.
sad. Jeez, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Lies taken too soon, huh?
Yeah, like, you had Tayabu come in and intervene. I thought Rabi got a chance to escape. You see him like look up and then saw the woman up there, and so he runs into that house. You would think that because of the women, the mob did not go any further. That didn't happen. So why did I see all of these things?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And my other question is it this easy to do it?
It is actually very easy.
Really?
Yes, unfortunately.
Hmm. Really?
If you find the right group of people, it's very easy to incite. And we had
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
a whole group that
Like
worked.
they would come into your house even if your house is locked?
Usually mob lynches happen on the public places. They don't get inside.
Right. I mean, if he entered the house.
It's a riot, right? So Moon, the way they hurt Moon, that is mob lynching, right? But what they did with like potentially with Sonu, where they went into a house and did something to him inside the house, that is riot, right? That is what we call a riot, right? It's not mob lynching.
Hmm. Right, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely sad. I wish that those people that they actually, the real characters that they actually show, the real people, I hope they had gotten their justice. I don't know about them, so
I don't know.
yeah.
And I hope they got consent.
Mhm.
Show the pictures, obviously, like that was.
One of the
I'm
parents,
sure they did, right?
the relatives was showing the pictures. I'm guessing he consented, right?
Hmm. I mean, it's really sad. And then they will see this again.
Yeah.
I mean, what if like they watched this and happen to Sonu and Rabi,
Mhm.
and then they actually can would have imagined like, oh my gosh, like this is what they went through, because
Yeah, exactly. And to them, he did not show a hope.
yeah,
Did not show that the perpetrator was brought to justice. He did not show that an imam walked in and said, "Okay, like stop this. You can't do this. It's extrajudicial and it's against our religion."
I wish somebody had said, this is not allowed in Islam.
Yes, somebody had many. I thought
Like,
that.
and then even if he was dancing in front of a masjid, what's the big deal? Sufis do it all the time, man.
It's forbidden in your religion. I don't know that
No,
part.
Sufis do it.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm like,
like. I mean, I've seen like Akbar's stories, right, where they
yeah, there's Sufism, there's like Qawwali and stuff.
perform in the mosque and all. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And he actually didn't do
And
it.
he wasn't inside. He was outside.
Plus, he actually didn't do it. They showed it like that in the
Right, yeah, but it was outside, man. Like
yeah.
I mean, it was. I don't know, like if people would get incited by just that, but
Yeah,
maybe they can.
yeah. I mean, when mobs are frustrated, stuff happens. Like stuff just happens. Yeah, that is true.
That is true. Is it because of hatred?
It's a mix of factors, like, sometimes it's you've been wronged by this particular
What is
group
that?
over and over. You find one instance to take justice in your hands, you take justice in your hands, right? There's a class.
What about Calcutta? Like the inciting factor is not enough, I think.
Exactly. Because in Nadan, it was like these are the followers of
Yeah.
the Maulavi, right? And so they believed in, and he kept using that same,
Uh
tone,
huh.
same principles of the Maulavi and whatever.
Yeah. Right.
And you see that the tension is building, and he's doing everything on the side to build that tension. So he's
Yeah.
convinced okay, this mob can attack. Here they came to a happy event. They were enjoying themselves, eating good food. This guy
I
stands
mean, they came to someone's wedding that they
and
know. They
and
know. They know. Robbie's family. They've
right.
lived there forever with them. They're neighbors, right?
Neighbors, I mean, even if they're relatives from outside, but then suddenly this guy who most of them don't even know stands up on the table and delivers a video, shows a video and delivers his.
Yeah. And
It's like,
and the video is just a video, man. Like, and
yeah,
it wasn't even like he did. Oh my gosh, like something crazy.
right. And then secondly, if they had shown that this is a very religiously driven crowd that came to this,
It wasn't like that either.
yeah, they know they were enjoying themselves. They talk about
They were dancing, man. They were dancing themselves.
dressed like modern people, right? Like in their own, like fun, modernized attires and all. हेवीली मेरा मेकअप्स भी उनकी हेवी सी है ऐसा नहीं कि लाइक with very strict religious groups make it
Yeah.
been allowed to ऐसा भी नहीं crowd था कि like that can be easily incited like this and a crowd where they said that it will be a dancing event. So that's why I said this show did not work with me.
So that part I think was not um convincing me. Do you think should be the solution?
This particular case, an imaginary solution would have been an imam or somebody standing up saying कि, like this is extrajudicial and it's not supported by religion, right? You
Uh-huh.
matters in your own hand here. तो किसी को तो वो ये बात बोलनी चाहिए थी in the show.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen in real life. So if you're making a show on realism, then ये तो नहीं होता. And in realism also ऐसे लोग भी नहीं होते कि जो अपने husband के murderer को यूं ही छोड़, right?
Ma'am.
Right? So
I feel like यार 20 साल पहले मर गया यार.
he's listening to you.
मैं क्या करूं इसका?
था तो फैंटासी तो दिखा रहे हो तुम लोग,
At least
राइट? सो
they could have shown, oh yeah, like, you know what, I'm gonna go on a vacation. I'll take the money. I'll go.
or the cop, if nothing, there was no solution, this really happens and it happened. Show the cop arresting Kami, dragging him to the police station and putting him in jail. At least वो तो दिखाओ. वो भी नहीं दिखाया. So क्या दिखाया? Like people running for their lives. Yeah,
I
we
mean,
know that.
I felt bad for like Moon. I mean, like, okay, victim bhi tha bichara,
हाँ,
and he died.
yes, yes, exactly. And उसकी क्या गलती थी? वो तो डांस भी नहीं किया था. Again, yes, those are collateral damages that we see in the mob lynching cases. Yes.
All right, so that was our review of Neelo Neel, the Mann Neelo Neel. What do you guys think? Let us know, and we'll be waiting for your feedback.
Yes.
And
Okay. So we'll be back again with another episode, right? With another review. So till then,
yes,
bye.
bye. Allah Hafiz.